Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the fourth episode of VinTalks. We have with us today a multifaceted woman leader. She is a chartered accountant by profession, but she has more qualifications to her. Before we dive into talking to her, let's have a brief intro. Sudhasri is a qualified chartered accountant and certified professional in fraud detection and forensic audit of ICAI New Delhi. She is presently working as Chief Manager for Commercial and Taxation at JK Tyres and Industries Limited, Mysore, and is an active member of various internal committees of the company. Besides, Sudhasri is a qualified company secretary of ICSI New Delhi, a qualified cost accountant, Kolkata, and is running a registered public charitable trust in Mysore for the past 27 years. She is not only a graduate of LLB from Karnataka Law University, Hubli, but has also completed 10 certification courses with various governing bodies like ICAI, ICMAI, out of which 4 certifications are in GST law. Briefing about her professional practice and experience, Sudhasri has handled various cases both in direct and indirect tax laws and also won cases before the Honorable Income Tax Tribunal, Karnataka, Appellate Tribunal and Central Excise and Customs Appellate Tribunal with Central Taxes and Central Excise Departments. She has made representations to the Ministry of Industries and Commerce, Ministry of Home Affairs, FCRA Division, and Government of India on various matters and is closely working with government agencies on legal matters of GST law. She has made representations to Ministry of Industries and Commerce, Ministry of Home Affairs, FCRA Division, and Government of India on various matters and is closely working with government agencies on legal matters of GST law. She has worked as an independent director with Automotive Axle Limited, Mysore. Served under pro bono services with Avaduta Dattapeetham. Was an associate at B.S. Ravikumar and Associates, Chartered Accountants, Mysore, and also a partner at BSR & Co. Mysore. Sudhasri is closely associated with the Governing Council of Parivartana Educational Institutions, Srirangpatna, and Vidyavardhaka Sangha Group of Educational Institutions, Mysore, and is a board member of SJS Music School. Being a faculty member at ICMAI Mysore chapter for direct taxation and auditing, Sudhasri also enjoys mentoring students of CA, CS, MBA, and commerce graduates on their academics and career growth, as well as presenting at various seminars to educate vendors, service providers, and students on GST law. Hi, ma'am, and thank you for joining us and welcome to this podcast. When we were looking at conceptualizing this podcast a year back, there were a lot of thought processes that went in, and we wanted to talk to someone from, a completely different but very important field and something that is so important in a manufacturing sector. And we decided we were looking at a lot of different women from the city of Mysore. Whom do we talk to? And then we thought, let's reach out to you. When I started studying, I did my engineering and then I wanted to go ahead. I was very confused in what I really wanted to do with my life and in terms of education. And after my engineering, I said, okay, let me do like a law and then get an MBA degree. I did all that. But was there a thought process behind it? Probably back then I thought I did have a thought process. But today I am using all of it in some sense or the other. When I came across all that you have done, it was so inspiring that, I felt like I'm not alone in terms of, studying so much. For someone who has studied so much, what inspired you to study so much? And what is it that there is that one element or one particular thing, or are there a lot of elements that are there that go into cracking a CA exam or a CS or a CMA? And what helped you, in succeeding in all these exams?
Thanks for inviting me to the session, actually. I liked it, and I'm highly privileged to be here, in fact.
Thank you so much.
As you rightly said, what inspired you, no? That I could say that it is just maybe of self-motivation, in fact. My father, his brothers, and even mom's side, all are into banking background.
Oh.
They are into banks.
Okay.
So when they were talking regarding their audits and all, and how the brilliant chartered accountants used to catch them with some observations,
Okay.
I got inspired. I thought, I was asking Papa, is it so tough to crack CA and all?
Okay.
He used to tell me, yes, this is the toughest course in India. Then I thought, why can't I do it?
Okay.
But at the age of 19, my parents got me engaged and I got married.
Okay.
Immediately I got my son. At the time of marriage itself, they asked me, in fact,
Okay.
whether you want to study or you want to get married.
Okay.
We are devotees of Sri Ganapati Sachidananda Swamiji.
Okay.
So whatever we do, we'll take approval from him. He asked me, in fact. Then he said, we call him Appaji. I said, Appaji, I want to study. Then he said, you get married and then do CA.
Okay.
Like that, my journey started CA.
Okay.
When I have qualified CA, I became a partner of B.S. Ravikumar Associates.
Okay.
A reputed audit firm in Mysore city. So when I went there, I got a very good friend of mine who was pursuing CS.
Okay.
So I thought she was into finals already. Then I entered CS, and within 2 attempts, I have completed CS.
Oh, wow.
Then in the meanwhile, my son grown up and he had come to PUC level. We had put him to science background, and we asked him whether you want to pursue engineering or CA. Then he said, Ma, give me 2 days time, and he had come and he said he will pursue CA.
Okay.
Along with CA, we could do any one professional other course.
Okay.
So he took CMA. He qualified. He has qualified with All India rank.
Okay.
Then husband said, why can't you compete with him in CMA? So I studied that, and within 2 attempts, I have cleared one for inter, one for final.
Okay.
And like how my journey started, as you just asked me, what is the maybe secret of your success, cracking CA, that and all you asked.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. See, all the other courses, like especially these professional courses, they require not only study, it should be a systematic study.
Yeah.
Study during the examination, it is not sufficient at all.
Okay.
But a lady like me having kid at home, I need to go for work, again studies, and husband always touring job. So I am a believer of perfect time management.
Okay.
In order to save time, I used to record the theory subjects for myself. Nowadays in YouTube and all, we'll get so many lessons and all we could view. Those days, that facility was not there. Only cassette or CD player model it was there. I used, whenever I have time and when the atmosphere is cool, that is, after completing all my day-to-day works, daily works, everybody will be sleeping. That time, in the whole time, I used to record. And I keep on listening to that. Every day we go to Chamundi Hill along with my husband. While climbing the hill, getting down the hill, I used to listen to the lessons.
Oh, wow.
Because our brain, human brain is such, it recognizes our own handwriting or voice much more than any others.
Okay.
That's why even at colleges, lecturers ask us to write
Everything, yes.
Yeah, so one small notes, running notes, and all, no? During the examination time, we will go through that running notes. That is actually that helped me a lot. That regarding, so in the examination, easily we could recollect. And second point is passion. Whatever I do, I enjoy. I love CA. Books were my friends. And one more thing is, I used to write my goal of cracking CA.
Wow.
At the initial stages itself, I used to write on a cardboard sheet and that saying that Sudhasri, a chartered accountant. When at the very young age only, I used to write and keep it as a goal for me. So like how that visualization is also most important. One more thing is self-discipline and self-motivation. Many people, maybe relatives, they used to comment like, why she's already married, having a kid, why she should struggle rather than enjoying life.
Yeah.
Likewise, people used to comment, but husband stood for me. And thanks to all my parents, kid especially, highly cooperative in achieving all these qualifications. So very recently, I have done my law.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've added one more feather to your cap.
Yeah, certainly. That credit goes to everybody. So nothing is impossible in this world if we have passion. That's what I want to say.
You spoke about passion and, discipline and all these elements being so important, in achieving whatever you want. And it's quite inspirational to see that someone, back then had the idea about setting a goal to achieve something. These days, we find it very, very rare that someone sets certain goals that, I want to achieve something, or we feel that it's so far-fetched that we cannot achieve anything of this sort. Even education per se, like like you have studied so much. And when I alone, like I'm sure even you raise a lot of eyebrows when you say that, I am a CA, I'm a CS, I have a law degree, all of this. I too get that. They're like, why do you study so much? Why do you have to study so much? Do you think education per se is a good investment, or is an investment that all of us have to, have?
Of course, Deepa. Education is investment. First of all, let me be clear what is investment. Commitment of the resources to give future benefits. That is investment.
Absolutely.
Whatever I invest today, that will definitely grow, and it will fetch the fruits at a later.
Correct.
That's what I'm a strong believer that education is investment. That even the government of India, they are encouraging more the youth, no?
Yes.
Very recently, I came to know for having educational loan, everybody has to log into Vidya Lakshmi scheme.
Okay.
That scheme, they have to fill in all the details where they are going to avail the loan and all. So that it will be a watch, they will be watching, government will be watching on the banks to release the loans at a very speedy way.
Oh, so you can't say that, I do not have the funds to go ahead and study. That should not be one of the hindrances. But the only hindrance should be that you don't want to do it.
Yeah. Even there is a Sanskrit quote. It says, Vidyaya labhate sarvam. Vidvan sarvatra pujyate. That is, Vidyaya labhate sarvam. Education brings us everything. Maybe health, prosperity, wealth, and recognition.
Absolutely.
At a late, end of the day, we need satisfaction, right?
Correct.
Vidwan sarvatra pujate. A qualified person is honored everywhere. That's how I have come here today. Yes. So, in that connection, I feel education is investment.
We spoke about investments. And with every investment, we have heard that, there's always a challenge or a risk. So we'll talk about the risks later on, but I would want to understand, I'm sure you would have faced a lot of challenges when you took up so much in education, and also the role that you've taken up at work. What are the challenges that you faced?
Yeah, Deepa, wherever we want fruits, there will be some risk. The challenge, if we face it, ultimately it results positively. That positive attitude should be there.
Okay.
At the time of my education, for example, let me say, from November 6th, I was having my CA final exam.
Okay.
November 2nd, I lost my mom,
I'm so
who
sorry.
was taking care of my kid. But with that great difficulty, with support of my husband and the family members, I went for the exam. I have cracked CA. So it is not a big difficulty or challenge or whatever it may be, to my heart at least. Next, when it comes to profession, every day, actually, surviving a lady in any organization is not that easy.
Okay.
When I went to the industry for the first time, or any organization for that matter, even though I'm highly qualified, there will be people with a lot of experience, big trees, we could say.
Yes.
Accepting lady boss is not that easy for them. So they will, of course, they will put so many questions, or they try to question your experience or that, like that. That time I used to be very humble, be one among them. I used to learn things from them. I took lot of responsibility. So with that, they started loving my work, professional work. Automatically they had come. Likewise, when I very recently, when I changed the platform, GST had come.
Yeah.
GST, from invoice to reporting level, we had to do so much of exercise.
Yes.
And the company where I am into, it is having registration all over the country.
Yes.
So SAP structuring, whatever it may be, and very stringent officers. Policies were not good. And I am blessed to visit GST network portal at Delhi.
Okay.
Actually, for security reasons and all, they will not allow.
Okay.
But I had the opportunity because that time portal were having a lot of glitches.
Okay.
So one of the vice president over there, he had given me opportunity to go interact with the Infosys people and these GST authorities. So I had that opportunity also. So along with this, I had many other challenges. So I love taking challenges and making them fruitful, like achieving them. So I'm a strong believer of positivity, and once we start working on those challenges, it will not feel like pressure and all,
Yes.
and we'll be more interested towards the work.
You're I think the very few, like, since I've been speaking to so many women for quite some time now through these podcasts, every woman I've spoken to, the one thing that they talk about is we love challenges. And I think it's so inspiring to look at, or rather something that has to be adopted by all of us, that, challenge is now not something that you have to run away from, but rather is needed so that, you grow and you learn something out of it. Now, moving on to, like I said, challenges, were there any point that you took up some kind of a risk that, this should not have been done, but then I took it and then, I learned something out of it?
Actually speaking, I never doubt about my career. Because I love myself. I love my profession. The way I had achieved,
Okay.
never I had second thought about that. Whatever I took it, I could able to do it, maybe with the help of the experts or seniors. Somehow I have done it. So we should not think back.
Yes.
So I never had such situation, Deepa.
If we spoke about learning and what you have studied, and, I don't think your learning stops in any field per se if you're not like up to date. It doesn't really help us in our career in any sense. I'm sure with the laws that, are changing on a regular basis, there are some new things that are introduced. There are some upgradations, there are changes. How do you stay up to date?
Yeah. See, proper, like a very apt question you asked. Finance field, it is like a part of accountancy will be there.
Yes.
Bookkeeping, taxation is a part,
Yes.
and also corporate laws. So many things will be there into the finance, even business finance. Taxation is one of the most perishable thing. Nowadays, you might be seeing GST, how many notifications are coming.
Yes.
Once I start driving the car, before I reach office, one notification used to come those days in the inception days.
Yes.
That's so we keep on getting updated. Otherwise, we could not. We cannot survive because every day one updation is coming. Like how even in the accounting standards. When I studied CA, accounting standards were there, auditing standards were there. Now IFRS and Ind AS, so many are coming. That's why our CA Institute also, they are they made mandatory for every chartered accountant to attend some CPE hours, continued professional education.
Okay.
So they keep on updating and like how even I opted to do many certification courses, in fact.
Okay.
So along with my education, I have done various certification courses just to upgrade myself.
Okay.
I have done almost 11 certification courses.
Okay.
CA Institute or cost accountancy or outside tax guru, like that, whatever it may be. Out of that, 4 are on GST.
Okay.
I could say. Very recently, first 38 chartered accountants, they have conducted one certification course on IPR, intellectual property rights.
Okay.
That also I have completed.
Okay.
So upgradation is a must for any professional, for that matter. Doctor, he cannot give outdated medicine, right?
Yes.
He has to. When Corona had come, all the doctors, they started upgradation in the vaccine or whatever it may be.
Yes.
Like how engineers.
Yes.
That's what I feel. Upgradation is most important for any professional. So I keep on learning so many things. Nowadays, the media is so developed. Everything will get in fractions. We have CA networks, ICAA or CS. In the WhatsApp itself, we'll get a lot of updates, everyday updates. Even on the YouTube, click of the button, we are getting the update.
Yes.
So thanks to the media also, in fact.
I thought let's move on to something different. Now we have heard about challenges, we have heard about learnings, we have heard about your education and what all you have done to reach the position that you are in. I know that the responsibilities that you have taken up at your workplace aren't quite simple, and you take care of or you handle so many different responsibilities on a day-to-day basis, not only dealing or working alongside, say, the management of the organization that you're in, but also you take up the role of a leadership role where you have a team who is working with you. These become the internal stakeholders. Now we have external stakeholders like the government bodies that you deal with. I'm sure you deal with the GST commissioners and everyone out there. How do you prioritize, work, and where is that balance that is brought out in, this is what is important and this can, wait?
Yeah. See, any work for that matter needs planning, execution, ultimate result.
Yes.
Planning should be pakka. In a way, planning means sketching of your schedule, more or less, in very simple terms.
Yes.
I sketch my schedule.
Okay.
I prioritize the things, not only self-prioritization. I will discuss with the teams. I often discuss with them what is to be done on priority, like that. And especially when we are dealing with the government and all, we should be very meticulous.
Yes.
Maybe in providing data, discussion, information. Everything turns back as a softball to us with lot of, maybe with lot of risk we should do every day. So prioritization is most important.
Yes.
even for kids, on a new year, what we'll do, we'll give a calendar or a diary.
Yes.
So in the calendar, let them start now itself what is the first duty. Like even in our academics, we learnt what is 5-year plan, 1-year plan, like that.
Yes.
Like how this planning is a must, which is nothing but prioritization. When you could able to prioritize your things, you will not miss anything and everything will be done on time. That's how I do. I give much priority to the external stakeholders, parallelly working with the internal stakeholders. That is what is required for my successful career in the organization. That's what I'm doing.
We spoke about prioritization and how it is important in every aspect of life. And you made it very clear that, you need to manage both. You can't let go of one and say, this is fine. I can't say internal because they're internal, so I let go. They're external. And they have to be given more weightage or anything of that sort. But you spoke about a balance. Now, balance at work has been spoken about. How do you balance your personal life and your work? And what is it that you do?
Yeah. See, I have already told you, as women, I have to play many roles, like mother, daughter-in-law. Now, see, during the time of Corona, people used to get frightened regarding oxygen and all, but I was having oxygen patient mother-in-law for 15 years.
Wow. Okay.
Being Orthodox people, I was only nurse to her, actually.
Okay.
So I have to attend her. Like that prioritization, not only at workplace, at home also it requires. Coming to the work-life balance, both are equally important. Work, which gives us bread, and to do our professional duties and all. And at the same time, we should balance the family timings also. Usually, especially ladies like me, having a kid, wherever he is, some part of my heart will be with the kids. That's what. So I too give priority to my family life. We go for a long walks, like climbing to Chamundi Hill, meeting friends, families. My main hobby is playing with kids.
Okay.
At times, whenever I find time, I play with the kids.
Okay.
I understand their language, maybe months baby to a school-going child.
Okay.
I love a lot, and I do. When an employee like me, when we have work-life balance, we focus on the work much
better.
Yeah, better, and that productivity will be very good. Without work-life balance, that full productivity will not be achieved. There is a slogan which says, either you run a day or the day runs you.
Okay.
That means you have to run the day effectively.
Okay.
Maybe by proper scheduling, planning, or whatever it may be. And you should prioritize, or you should focus on work-life balance, which gives you productivity. Productivity in turn gives you good support for your family life or whatever it may be. Along with playing with the kids, I also have the habit of singing. I love singing. I'm doing my master's in music in fact. And I do go for Zumba.
Okay.
Dance and all.
Okay.
Because during the functions and all, and right from the childhood, my mother is a dancer. So I do a dance. I love it a lot because that gives lot of energy and all our stress will go off. Like how I spend time in the weekends or whatever it may be.
Now that we know that you're not only qualified in so many other things, but also you're qualified in singing as well, we would love to hear just a single line probably, or whatever you would want to sing for us.
I will try, Deepa, because nowadays I'm not practicing for so many days. Let me try. Devi Sri Kamakshi Tarunamidam Ma Devi Sri Kamakshi Tarunamidam Va Tripura Sundari Tanayuni Brochutaku Devi Sri Kamakshi.
It's left me speechless when I hear you sing, and I think I really didn't want you to stop singing. If you had continued, would have closed the podcast with just you singing for the day. Thank you so much for actually singing for us. I think we'll reach out to you again someday to come sing for us just like that, so that we get to listen to someone so great. Now moving a little, into a different direction that we've spoken, and moving back to, say, education. You've been on both the sides of, being someone who studied so much to, being in an industry, a corporate world. How do you think that there could be a bridge that can be created where, the academia can meet industry? And is there some initiatives that have to be taken? Because when I was studying, it was very clear that, none of us were industry ready. We learned everything on the job. Now there is an expectation that, if you're expecting something out of the company, you have to be ready. Do you think there is some bridge that can be created, or there is something that has to be done to, bring these two together or closer?
Yeah. In fact, academia and industry, both are pillars of the society. They are interlinked.
Yes.
See, without innovation, we cannot, business cannot be moved.
Yes.
Industries, for example, take tire industry. Those days, so much of manual intervention was there. Now everything is mechanized.
Yes.
How this mechanization had come? Even if you come to the finance, taxation, setting the provisions or legal provisions of any act, that will be academia.
Yes.
Filing of income tax returns. Very recently, all the salaried people have filed their returns.
Yes.
Click of the button, it is going. How is this possible? Only academia and industry, when they come together, then only this much advancement, technological advancement will happen. Maybe at the industry level, society level, or economy level, and nation as a whole, or internationally will grow. And their academia, they feel that they are not very easily accepted by the industry. Industry feel that academia, they are purely theoretical, which is not correct to me. Actually, industrialists, they should come forward in arranging for many internships, industrial training programs.
Yes.
I have seen very small kids going to a post office. The teachers used to take to the post office and what is passbook, what is the national NSC certificate, and even to the railway station.
Yes.
In good olden days, when I was in the school only, we had been to the radar.
Okay.
And rocket launching, what will happen and all.
Okay.
In fact, a chemical engineer, for example, he has to go to the chemical industry. He has to see how the process and all happen. Then only that visualization happens.
Yes.
When he will be on studies, he will come to know exactly what is happening.
Yes.
And even it is beneficial to the industry.
Absolutely.
Why? Because during internship, these people can catch hold of the talented ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right man in right place is most important for achieving any productivity.
Correct.
So in that way, academia and industry should come together, join hands for advancement of the organizations or the nation. So technological development, it mainly depends on academia. Academia is nothing but bringing up the curiosity of the people, right?
Yes.
So, for example, in Mysore also we are having CFTRI. Let the food industries come there, and people in the maybe food related courses, no? They could go what is happening and all. They could see in the labs and all what is happening. They should have practical exposure. In olden days, there is a perception that whoever gets a first rank, he will be the top in the industry. No. Ideas are most important, right? Not only getting good marks or grade, they are also important. We should focus on studies, obviously, but academia and industry both should be treated as parallelly.
Okay.
Then only development happens. That's what I want to say.
It's so rightfully put from your end that, these two things have to run parallelly, and they are the pillars to any industry that's moving forward, that we don't put an end to it saying that someone has to, just move out of education, academia, and then just jump into an industry, but there has to be an exposure that has to happen. It's been such a pleasure, to have spoken to you about so many different things, that we are coming to the end of today's episode. And there's one thing that I want to ask you before, we wrap up the session. What is the one mantra or one thing that you want to tell the youngsters out there that they need to, imbibe or follow, or you think is very, very important?
Yeah. If you ask me one mantra, it is hard work pays off. Confidence and hard work, they are the medicines for a disease like failure. That is what is meant by our ex-President of India, His Excellency Abdul Kalam ji.
Yes.
Confidence, self-confidence is most required, and also hard work. When they are there, there is no scope for failure, no fear at all.
Yes.
And karmanyevadi karaste ma phaleshu kadachana. That means we should keep on do your job with good painful efforts. Success automatically comes. Mahatma Gandhi ji, Jatipita Mahatma Gandhi ji, he said, procrastination is thief of time. We should steal time, time should not steal us. Postponing things, we should not. Rahim hai, Hindi poet, he said, Kal kare, aaj kare to ab. Fal mein pralay hoegi, jaruri karega ab. That means whatever we want to do tomorrow, we should start today itself, and that too at that moment only. We should not postpone things. Hard work, grand success. That's what I wish to say.
Thank you so much for talking to us today. I think I have, in all the podcasts that we have done so far, I've learned something new. But the one thing that has been so consistent in every podcast that I have done so far is every woman leader I've spoken to has open arms to accept risks, challenges, and learnt out of it. And I think that is the biggest learning that I have got out of this entire thing is don't be fearful of what is going to happen, but take on the challenge. And in the process, I'm sure you're going to learn something. Thank you so much for making time and, being with us today. And we had a lovely session with you and we enjoyed talking to you.
I thank VinTalks for giving me this noble opportunity. I wish I will attend some more podcasts and I will be in touch with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the 4th episode of VinTalks. I hope you all learned something out of this and see you all soon.